So it's
Are we ready?
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Yeah, I'm ready to.
Cool. I guess we don't get to see like when we're
Wait, Quad.
live.
Oh,
Hey,
did we just
everyone.
lose Rhea? Oh.
No, Rhea is, yeah, it's fine. Hey everyone, welcome back. We're back with a really exciting incentive run that we met earlier today. This was our $600 incentive that we blew past during the Grub Hunt Rando. So thank you very much, everyone, for your support. So we have Deathless here. He's going to show us all Grubs Hitless. And we have somewhat of a juxtaposition in the comms. We have Deathless here on comms, and we also have Quado to give the speedrunner's perspective on what's different between a speedrun and a hitless run. So I'm really excited for this run. Take it away.
Hello, everyone. This run I did over the course of May. It's pretty simple. Get all the grubs and fight the Hollow Knight and beat the game. So we are going to be doing Dreamers, and on the way there, we're going to be getting some grubs. This is really similar to the Elegy speed run. Some of the grubs are just switched orders a little bit, and I get a little bit of extra firepower with me. I get Shade Soul, I get D-Dark, I get Nail 2. We're gonna get Shaman a little early. I know the Elegy speedrun doesn't have Shaman in it, but these are all somewhat necessary for balancing between speed and safety for this type of run. So let's start.
I didn't realize you're gonna beat the game as well. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Bit of a combo then. I guess the dream is not too out of the way in an LG run anyway.
Yeah, they're not out of the way at all. I don't really have to take any type of big detours or really anything like that. I just do Watchers after I get the Spire Grub. Monomon's on the way there. I do Hera as I'm getting the Beast End Grub. It's very smooth. So
Yeah. I've never really watched hitless speedruns. I guess not really speedruns, hitless runs. So I'm unfamiliar with the strats and I guess the techniques I guess you use, the safeties you use in a hitless run. So I'm kind of excited. I'm pretty excited to see what you do.
it's going to be really good. I try my best to just have a mixture of them, mainly because if you're just kind of taking too long in a hitless run, you just have more chances of getting hit in the first place.
That does make sense, yeah.
So, and I'm not a seasoned speedrunner like many other people. For example, I miss Jinky a lot more than people usually do. However, of course, what's really important is just me not getting hit. Funny enough,
yeah, I imagine.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry. I was gonna say with boss fights, it's probably better to actually do them faster, right? Because less opportunity to get hit.
Yes.
Yeah. So I imagine there'll be some speedrunning text in there.
There's gonna be a lot of speed run tech that you'll see little by little throughout the run here.
For a second, I was like, "Oh, you're not getting Fury," but you can't set up a Fury in this, can you?
I cannot. This is a what we classify as a no hit, no damage run, so we can't set up for Fury here. No.
Sure.
So, however, I do get Shaman, so it's a little different, and then I usually have to take this a little slower. I do inventory drops here sometimes, but I can't rely on the RNG too much for for anything. So
Yeah, like this. This is a rough point in a run.
Yeah.
I was thought about that. Like, the first thing I thought when like people were talking about like doing hitless runs, I was like, what about how do you do Grub-a-Thon? Like, do you just like go for it and pray, or like how do you take it slow? But yeah, if you just look down.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you can. There is a point where you can do it in a run if you're fast enough through it. And of course, I miss Aspen Spikes. I've been missing Aspen Spikes for a while, and then I just have to take it slow. I can't like do anything too dangerous.
Yeah, Aspens are like so scary if they're alive like this, especially when there's two of them.
I'm
Imagine
usually
there's some like reaction time thing as well with the Groza drop. If you're trying to go fast, go through it fast.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a Groza directly below you. Head up, your reaction time's good.
Yeah, it's the best thing to do is just kind of look down before you actually do anything.
Yeah.
I have done Gruzzer drops in hitless runs in the past, but yeah, it is usually an RNG thing. You just kind of have to hope that you get something. I was also a little low on Geo, and I did forget to get a rock.
One
but...
Geo in the corner. You backed it up well.
But yeah, the beginning of this run is pretty similar to the beginning of speedruns. I just go through them slightly slower, just to make sure, you know, the hit counter says 0.
Not very smart, yeah.
Yeah, but you'll see the standard stuff. I'll do fireball skip. I am going to be skipping VFK and the Moss Knight Geo, because we don't really need that here. We are going to fight False Knight here because we're going to need City Crest to get into City.
We have to fight False Knight, but without the damage tanks. That's
Yep.
that's so sad.
So it is incredibly slow.
Yeah. There were no rocks on that side of the arena.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rely a lot on rock RNG to be able to get the damage I need. See, no rocks. So now we cry.
Yeah.
We cry, no rocks.
Ale avoided you.
I'm whiffing a lot too, so sorry about that one. Even though it doesn't matter.
Oh, you got through him. Hit counter still says 0. No, it is nice not having like a timer on screen.
Yeah.
Like press you like, oh, I gotta go fast. You're allowed to take your time.
This pressure
Avoid
is
those.
the pressure is more gradual for hitless runs. In the beginning, you might not feel anything, but when we get towards the middle, especially if the counter says 0, the pressure builds up a lot.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can never do this.
Just gonna pop in here and say thank you so much, Anon, for the $50 donation.
Wow, $50.
$50. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Oatsty. How is Sanctum in Hitless runs?
Ooh, Sanctum's kind of a beast. I have to take it extremely slowly. I try to kill the twisters literally one by one. I will go back into rooms for soul. That's probably going to be one of the harder areas in early game.
Do you have Shaman for Sanctum?
Yes, I do. We're gonna get Shaman right after we do the first two Grubs. The ones we passed by and the one in like the spike platform next to the tram pass, or next to the tram.
Those the crossroads ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, like I said, the order is pretty similar to Elegy route. I based it off of that. It's just it's just longer.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
a little scary there.
Yeah, it's a little scary, but it's all good. We're still here. Yeah, but the real hard parts of this run are gonna be Crystal Peaks, because of the amount of grubs that you need in the crushers. It's going to be a Hive, because of the RNG spawns of the bees, because they have a region of where they spawn in, and so some of them, they'll behave differently just about every time, so I'm gonna have to go through that as fast as possible to lessen the variance of it. The upper path to Queen's Gardens, specifically the Frog Room, is probably the scariest room in this entire run, because I can't control the RNG in that one. I just have to like go. So I will sit there and try to kill every frog and count the frogs that are left so that I don't accidentally run into one.
Yeah, sometimes that can be quite hidden and stealthy.
Yeah, and it's happened a lot of times where I'll get hit by the last one. So
I imagine with Peak specifically, like the cycles matter a lot. Like if you miss those cycles, then it gets a lot scarier.
Yes, very much so. I have saves developed where I should just be able to kind of leave the room when I need to.
Yeah.
There is actually a time where in storeroom key room, I actually leave the room to go to Crystal Guardian, and I'll come back to reset the room so that it's easier for me to kill Sean and get the storeroom key. Of course, you don't have to do it like that. I know, like, just more experienced players and fast enough speedrunners won't really need to worry about doing those kinds of things, but I usually have to worry about the consistency, and I have to play at my speed, the speed that I play at versus other speedrunners and stuff. But that's the beauty with Hitless. You can really kind of create your own strats and your own routes. Just as long as you're not getting hit, you're pretty much good.
I imagine hold is quite annoying. I often get hit by this boss in just normal speedruns. Especially when I have Fury.
Mm-hmm.
So-called Fury FSM.
just take it slow.
Yeah.
Especially when the nerves kick in, it's best to just stick to fundamentals, stick to safe strats.
I noticed you skipped Green Puff Stag.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're gonna go back for it.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, I just go down
cutscene
under here,
specifically.
and I'll go get Green Path Stag and the journal, and then we're
Yep.
gonna collect our first 2 grubs on our way to Grub's Mother and Shaman Stone.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, this cutscene's so rare in speedruns.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of fun to see it. Oh, I would 100% fall an acid in this room. I don't know where I'm going.
I can do that faster. I just get really paranoid. There's a lot of times where you'll see me look down or
Yeah.
just be careful, because it's not the fact that I can't do it fast, it's the fact that I'll like probably mess it up, and it's just controlling the nerves a little bit. But yeah, now for the first couple deviations from the speedrun. I get Shaman. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's good.
I know some other people make jokes about those kinds of things, so it's very, very funny. So
I approve of Shaman.
it's just necessary for the run in general. It just makes everything a little easier to kill and easier to manage.
Yeah, and you mentioned you were getting Shade Soul later on?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Shaman's Shade Soul is really good for damage.
We have to rely on a lot of high damage builds so that we don't take fights, so that fights aren't too long, and it lowers the risk of getting hit.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, well,
Gonna
just
go
had to wait a
1
little
reason.
longer.
Yeah. Can't do any fancy hazard respawns in this category.
Yeah, you cannot, unfortunately. A lot of that stuff is just straight banned, so you have to find your own way around. Another thing too is quit outs as well. Quit outs are a bit more nuanced. Because
because like, yeah, you can quit out right before you get hit or something like that.
yeah, you can't quit out while you are aggroing an enemy at all.
Oh, I see. That's what it
Yeah.
is. Yep.
And if you have any probability of being hit in a certain scene, you can't quit out of it. But there are some where it seems like there are some situations, and you'll see it in this run, where we will have enemy aggro, but we will be able to quit out because the risk of getting hit is 0. Such as Tram Pass. I do quit out a Tram Pass while we're being aggroed.
Oh, yeah, that does make sense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then here's a little secret thing I do for the
I know, I like that. Yeah.
for the Charm Notch Arena here.
It's good. It's good you get to quit out a Tram Pass because going back through that is so hard to do hitless. Because I've tried to do that before. I get it every time.
Yeah, it's I would go insane if I had to do it. But yeah, a lot of the fights, what really helps with hitless runs is simplifying the fights as much as possible.
Yeah,
And,
because like, you're nervous, it's easy to simplify it, not overthink it.
yeah, also,
Fundamentals, as you said. Yep.
the manipulation of also bosses and enemies is super important. Getting them to bait a swing or a certain behavior helps you a lot, because then you don't have to rely too much on reaction time. You can rely on your setup counter that you usually do. So that's also why Hollow Knight can be a somewhat difficult game to hitless run, because there is a little bit of RNG involved in enemy behavior. So what I usually try to do is
enemy spawns,
yeah, and then also this predicting a different like set of scenarios that I have to like look out for. So. But here you can easily do ePogo if you are well versed in it. I, however, am not exactly consistent at it, so I don't go for it every time.
yeah.
You can easily do ePogo here, and if you are really careful, you can do the Mantis stair trick for that too. But I would probably opt against that one, given the randomness of it.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, are we gonna be saving this grub now, or is that later?
This is later. We're gonna be saving it a little later. Right now we're gonna go to City. The best thing to do for us is to just set up, making sure we get all our movement abilities, making sure we get Shade Soul and D-Dark, so that we can fly through areas a little faster and safer without having to worry about too many enemies. So we are going to City right now to redeem our relics to Lem, and then to Soul Sanctum to get Dive and the grub in there.
I feel like that room is deceivingly difficult to do headless. Like, I do it fine in speedruns.
Mm-hmm.
But if you ask me to do the hitless, I'll probably hit some clones.
It's definitely not without difficulty, and like it's just the same way. It's the same way. Just speedrunners practicing ILs, hitless runners do the same thing, and so a lot of this for me is autopilot. Luckily, just the way we practice in the mythology is pretty similar.
A question from chat: what control method do you use?
Control method?
Yeah, it's like a controller or keyboard, I assume.
I'm a controller player.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. The con to that is that I break a lot of controllers.
I've gone through like 3 or 4 during my 4 years of speedrunning this game, so yeah, I can relate to that.
Yeah. And then with this room, we have to... The safest way to do this is to bait the lunge and cry when they don't do it. There we go. You can just like kind of speed through it, but it's just sometimes safe not to.
Yeah. On 1221, even that guy can like freeze in place, and it makes him like way more scary.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Helma Delker.
Yeah, it's interesting also watching people do hitless runs on 1221. I know there are speedrunners who have attempted and successfully done any percent hitless on 1221, and it's really fascinating to see the differences between LP and just other patches in general. So you do not have to do you do not have to be on LP for hitless runs now.
How much is easier? Because LP is probably like has some more niceties. But pick up an egg.
Yes, we are collecting eggs throughout this run for a little extra money.
Yeah, that's so cool. Egg tech.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
It's very popular in hitless runs because since we don't die or do shade skips anyway, we can take advantage of Steel Soul Gin.
Speedrunners wish they could do that.
Pros and cons. We all have our own struggles and our own conveniences. So yeah, so with Soul Sanctum, I'm literally gonna have to sit here and wait until this guy spawns in, and hope he doesn't teleport like that.
Oh, that was a rude one.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna have to take advantage of the spawns of these little mistakes here, so that I don't accidentally run into them.
Yeah.
And you'll see a lot of that when we do Soul Twister or Spell Twister room. Okay, so we do have to reset this room because the Soul Twister in the next room, that is extremely chaotic and dangerous.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna collect soul.
If you, I was wondering if you're gonna go for the funny spike kill, because sometimes it spawns out of bounds and dies to spikes.
I definitely should start
If
doing
you-
that.
If you continuously just reset the room, I wonder if you could force that.
Yeah.
But it's pretty unlikely. So
Here, let's give
I
it a
think
few
it'll be-
tries.
well, yeah. Can you tell if it dies? Because there's a little sound it will play. It must be like 1 in 100 though, if that.
Nope, still alive.
Still alive.
Now it's dead.
Oh, dead now. Yeah.
Yeah, I try to go for full soul. It only needs 2 to die, but because of the teleporting, you just want to keep a third just in case,
Yeah.
because it can dodge. Now Hell Room is really interesting. So we're gonna skip the second one entirely.
Yeah. Does make it easier that these guys have separate like spawn positions.
Mm-hmm. And so we can manipulate them to spawn one at a time.
Yep.
And then same way with this. Once we
Shaman is
pass,
so helpful, yeah.
go into the second window here, we just go back. And then we're gonna run to the second chair. Go back. Then we're good.
Nicely done. Yeah, that one's rude actually, because there's always like one more than you think.
Mm-hmm. There always
One more luck
is.
and... Yeah.
So I just try to plan. I just have to try to have good soul management in that room so that I can hit all the necessary spots so that there is no extras.
Really control Soul Master for us.
Again, I tried to take the site a little slower just so that no craziness happens.
Yeah. Hold on.
Thank you, thank you.
How scary is the Sanctum exit?
A little scary. But it's pretty manageable if we're gonna run fast enough through it. We don't really need to account for the randomness of all the follies that spawn in.
Yep.
Earlier earlier Hitless strats did account for all of those, but luckily I kind of came up with my own little mixture of speed and safety to make sure I don't have to do that. We are gonna grab this seal though. And of course, see if we
We let
grab.
fake dive. Oh, fake dive here as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that works really well
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
Sometimes the top right before you wall jump, that folly will spawn early. However, the hitbox won't. The hitbox spawns in after the actual initial folly is
Right.
there, so
Oh,
you
okay.
can jump above it and then pogo it right when the hitbox spawns in for a little safety. But luckily, we got the good RNG, and we didn't need to do that. And now we leave.
So we escaped Sanctum, and now rewarded by Peak.
Yeah, we're going to peak
Saddle's
now.
run is not nice, yeah.
So early game is not the kindest. But don't worry, it gets worse. Yeah, so we're gonna have to take this a little slow too because we're gonna need to get that simple key up there.
Yeah, this room sucks.
So
So
what
many
I
enemies
like
that
to
can
do.
snipe you.
Yeah, what I like to do is the Ravas, what they're designed to do is hit you from side to side. So if you use the rafters as kind of like a little point to keep them upward, then you don't have to worry about that. just like this. You just gotta keep staying under them, or you just pogo them. And now we have full soul, so we just stand here, fire 2 fireballs, so you don't have to worry about the randomness of where that sentry is in the room. And we can leave. And then we go down here, the seal.
For a second, I thought we were gonna see some elevated tech, but not too necessary. Yeah.
The elevator tech is definitely flashy, and you can do it. I try to tend to use elevators as a resting point.
Oh yes.
But you definitely don't have to do that, and there are plenty of runners who do elevator tech. Way more than I do, actually. And I actually did mess up here a little bit.
Oh, are we supposed to sell? Oh, buy lantern.
Yeah, so we're not supposed to buy lantern. I'm just gonna quit out from here. But we're going to get our 5th charm notch first.
Gotcha.
So you can usually do this before or after sea peaks, but I like doing it before because it's just a little safer to go through peaks with an added spell twister. So we're just gonna go over here and just buying charms to get to the requirement.
Chat's talking about how, like, after watching this run, watching a normal speedrun will be like so scary whenever it gets runner gets hit
Yeah.
and they're constantly on edge. Yeah, I had that when I was running 0 Geo. I had to like I was like flinching every time someone would pick up Geo. I was watching them and I was like, oh, it's fine. And it took like a couple runs to readjust back to the mindset of, oh, I'm actually supposed to pick up Geo, not avoid all of it at any cost.
That is so relatable. I have the same thing every time I watch speedrunners and I see someone get hit. I I feel the same way. I'm like, ooh, wait, no, it's fine. Everything's okay.
It's fine.
There's nothing to worry about. So it's definitely an adjustment for sure. Yeah, going from doing hitless runs to just doing other things. I did not mean to hit that elevator. You didn't see that. No one saw that. We're also gonna get this egg over here.
Not egg tech. It's a shame because like eggs see like no use in speedruns. However, in bingo, there are a couple egg-related goals. I guess just one. So sometimes it can be fun to route those eggs in.
Mm-hmm. Even in randos too, egg spots.
Oh yeah, yeah, they got checks.
Are yeah, very important. And then even if you have the egg shop enabled as well, it becomes really important to know where they are. But in hitless runs, they are extremely important in terms of building up the currency needed to get what we need to get.
Oh, is that a safe spot?
Yep. If you stand there, lasers won't hit you at all. So it's a really neat spot that
I would be worried. Because sometimes lasers just go through walls.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed that, yeah.
I've noticed
I'd
a
be
lot
worried
of
about
them.
that. Yep.
I've had a
That's really
laser
reflective,
hit through a floor to get me one time. Actually in this run, this floor right there, like above us,
Yep.
is
Yeah, this one's pretty bad.
that one is a very cursed floor. So, and I've gotten hit there in a run because there are some times where I need to build up full soul before I show up here, and I'll use that, I forgot what they're called, but I'll use that enemy to, Are you okay? I'll use that enemy to build up soul, and, yeah, sometimes the lasers will hit me. Sorry, just kind of, the miner's switching a little bit.
This patch has, some janky minor AI. Which is why Pogax is quite annoying in this patch. Good job. That room is scary.
From taco night in Tulum to sushi in Tokyo, every bite is rewarding and pulse-worthy with Amex Gold.
Saver. Here we just do damage to cycle. Or here, there's where the fun starts. With Crusher Grubs, and,
Fun crusher cycles.
Yep.
And we're doing a dark room too, aren't we?
Yep. We are also going to go through Dark Room. So,
Ah, yes.
here we have to be really careful because sometimes that little guy likes to be in random spots.
There's 2 spots and it's a bit nicer than the other one. That second crusher on the bottom there is made so much easier. Once you know you can just walk through it.
Yeah.
It's so
Truly.
much harder to actually do dash there. Well done.
Thank you, thank you. It's I've done a lot of IO practice on that. So it's
I can tell.
yeah, it's not easy. I used to have faster cycles for the crushers, but the nerves just take over a lot when I get to this part. So that's the thing with the hitless runs, is that speedruns can be really exciting because you can mess up an area and have some time loss, but you can, you know, you can make it up in other areas. But in hitless runs, you get hit, the run's over.
Yeah.
That's it. So.
It's not making it up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more punishing.
Yeah. A process that a lot of hitless runners, most of us, like to go through is the process of just counting our hits and having a personal best and working off of that.
I do like that.
Mm-hmm. So, but then you can get into the notion of PB hell when you're usually at like 4 hits or lower, and it can get really tricky that way. Where at that point you do kind of want to win the run, and if you don't, if you do get hit somewhere, it is quite literally a dead run. Yeah.
If you get a PB with 1 hit, it feels bad because you were so close to that 0 hit.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it's hit is like early on in the run.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of resetting involved when you get to that point.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is falling in the streamplats, does that count as a hit?
Depending on which rule sets you follow. I do know for team hitless rule sets, it does count as a hit. Mainly because this is just a platforming section. Not everyone agrees with that rule. I certainly have my own thoughts on it, but at least for team hitless rules, it does count as a hit. Yes. In other, I can't say for certain in other rule sets that people use. So I do not try to fall there.
I wonder if this is a good time just to quickly ask if you're able to turn off mid-roll ads in your dashboard. Deathless, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know if it's possible to do it while you're live, but I guess we'll find out.
Oh yeah, we should all subscribe to Deathless
True.
so we don't get those ads. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I'll just take the opportunity to remind everybody that we are fundraising for the ACLU today as part of the Hollow Knight community's annual Happy Couple Pride Month fundraiser. We are at $3,060, which is so much more than we set our goals for today to raise. So we're super grateful to everybody who's donated so far, grateful to everyone who's participated. We really appreciate all the support. And we will get you back to the run here in just a minute.
Hopefully that'll do it.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry for the interruption.
No, it's okay.
We have successfully got through both Sanctum and Peak though, without getting any hits. That's pretty cool.
I'm very grateful for that, actually. Yeah, we're entering, we're definitely entering mid-game now, and it's not going to get any easier, unfortunately, but, once we get Shade Soul here, things will definitely start to pick up.
Whoopa. Patamas,
We also have DDAP,
Yep.
well known for its iframe
Patamas,
abilities.
That is
Oh,
very
we find
true.
egg as well.
I love eggs, you
Egg
know?
tech.
Egg tech. Eggs are great.
Do we pick up a second symbol key in this run?
We do, yes. We do when we get to Ancient Basin.
Yep.
So,
That's
but
cool.
we're going to use this first key to open up waterways. Not right now though. That's
Gotcha.
a little later. I put Ismist here a little later in the run than usual, just to make it slightly easier to
Yeah, I was
pass
gonna
by
say,
through.
If you put it after like the Womp Grub, that's probably a lot nicer than doing like a spike tunnel with 2 acid skips to get Ismist.
Alright, time for this.
Yeah, I think this fight is quite annoying.
That fight is quite annoying with Nail Zero. In the any percent run, most people try to at least have Nail 1 with strength or Nail 2 when they get in here because the follies can be very tricky.
Yeah.
But in the higher tier
Like a
runs, especially with True Ending, you have to do this with Nail Zero. So
That boss is such a pain in runs like NKG%, where you're overcharmed. You might not even be full HP going in. And all you have is Thumb and DS.
yeah, the fights are very different because you have the low equipment and you have to like play hyper aggressive. So it's also definitely a lot different for Hitless because of I mean the main thing it's a blessing and a curse to not have to worry about health. Because we don't have it as a resource to use, like speedrunners do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we don't have to worry about when we get low.
Yeah, it's a funny
and
thing.
having to
It's like,
crunch.
oh yeah, never have to panic at 1 HP, but in a way you're always 1 HP.
Yeah. So it's like this, it's sort of this medium panic all the time. Honestly.
Be relaxed.
You're always sort of on edge. Oh,
Playing and I'm on edge.
my wall jump kind of failed right there. Damn it. My poker failed there. Yeah, the nerves are definitely starting to hit a little bit now, especially with mid-game. Mid-game Hollow Knight is always difficult for Hitless. This is a very mid-game heavy type of Hitless run. Usually for any percent, it's more late heavy because of all the dreamers that you have to do, and most of the run is
Yeah.
spent building up your strength.
Yeah, this is more like the first third is crap, and then like the solid third is just going around and collecting grubs.
Mm-hmm.
Is the collective fight right at the end?
Yeah. And we kind of switch builds for it. You're gonna see me use Quick Slash and Strength.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just to make the fight nice and easy. Especially because those are on the way. We do have to go a little out of the way for Strength, but I use the Crossroads Spring bench, and I just warp out after I'm done, so I don't have to work my way back up. So it's very, it's convenient enough where the bench is there, and it helps a lot.
I'd be too scared to even pick up Quick Slash, because that room is scary.
It is very scary, yeah. That's, it's probably the scariest unnecessary room of this run, because you don't need Quick Slash, but it definitely helps to have, and it makes Collector a lot easier. But it's totally not required to have it. But that's the thing with Hitless runs, is that you can add as much power-ups and abilities as you want, as long as you're willing to take the risk of going through them.
Like there's a lot of like, I guess, customizable aspect to it.
Mm-hmm. The routing of the run is one of the most important parts of doing a run. Because usually for speed runs, you're always optimizing for speed. But with Hitless runs, again, you have to balance speed, power, safety, and just risk to make sure that you're able to complete the run a lot. So you don't have to optimize everything. It's more about, like, it's more of a balance. See, here we can end up putting out because we don't have to worry about the silverfish hitting us through the wall there. So
I've never heard them called silverfish, but I like that.
they look like silverfish to me, so I just call them that. That'd be like a little clever thing. Now we head to Ancient Basin.
I'll be honest. That room, I don't know how to do it backwards hitless. I know how to do it backwards getting 3 hits. I taking 3 hits. But if you ask me to do it backwards hitless, I would not know how to do it.
There's actually one time where I messed up and I had to do the room backwards and it hitless, and I've never done it before, so it was a real treat figuring that out on the fly. So
That's funny.
But it's always so nice how again, like, using health as a resource is one of the main differences between our runs, and it's just such a really cool thing to see what
It's kind of like if you just didn't have access to Soul Meter, and then like you added that in, and the difference you would see.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, it's just another resource.
So we're gonna get that pale ore for later, because after Ancient Basin, I'm going to upgrade to Nail 2. so that's why we're just getting that now. Instead of just, like, only getting the grub and quitting out. I didn't
Yeah, I was
really
wondering
know
about
why
no
that.
upgrades in Paylor, because you do get a free Paylor from Grubs at 31.
Mm-hmm.
Do you end up using that for a nail upgrade?
I do not. I don't
Okay.
go to...
Because you have to get a crown, right? As your other Paylor, your third one.
I...
That's pretty tough to do hitless.
Yeah. Luckily, I only have to just get the one. But yeah, nail 3, using it for other runs is definitely makes it harder to get the proper like 3 Paylors, especially if you're doing like all bosses runs. It
Yeah.
where you're picking your Paylors becomes a little more complex. We're gonna get this key over here.
Can you ever get hit in that C-dash specifically? Actually not.
You can if you C-dash from the upper. So, like,
Yeah,
normally
yeah,
y'all will
that's what I
C-dash from
thought,
the
yeah.
upper platform here, so you can go through
Yeah.
here, but if you do it from the lower platform, there's no chance of you getting hit at all. So,
Smart. Yeah.
you know, same way with that, I can't rely on the RNG of not getting hit by the fountain. So I have to
Yeah,
take
no,
it slow and use
these are
Shade
so
Souls
rough do
to...
hitless.
There we go, and then we're gonna wait for this balloon to spawn to get full soul. Going into Broken Vessel. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, well. The nerds always get me.
Nice. Is that fight like a challenging one? Or is it pretty static?
That's not much of a challenging one if you know how to do it. Honestly, you can just use speedrun tech for it, and it's pretty consistent.
Yeah.
The
I mean, what you
only
do
thing about it is
a
the
lot.
cascading attack. So,
Yeah.
yeah, being able to dodge that is important, because sometimes if you're up there and you don't properly fly outside of the direction, you'll get hit from it. So it's important
Yeah,
to...
it's not.
Yeah.
On 1-2-1, you get way more iframes from D-Duck doing that kill, so like you never have to worry about getting hit, but on this patch, you do.
Kill that one so it doesn't follow me up.
Are we not allowed to quit out here?
No. Normally, because of the balloons, so you'd have to kill all the balloons beforehand.
okay.
I don't normally quit out because I'm gonna need the soul for the next part. But,
Oh, it makes sense, yeah.
yeah. And also because, we're gonna take a little detour to get, Ismus tier and the 2 grubs there in the waterways. So we're gonna go a little bit of the long way because, going through the room above the tram backwards. For Hitless is very dangerous. There's too much randomness that kind of happens.
Yeah. Oh, that room sucks. Yeah.
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 There's also other things that we need to do, so this is also where we're gonna get nail 2 as well, so we might as well just go back to storerooms and then work our way down. But yeah, this portion here is the hardest part of the run. Mainly because of going through Ancient Basin. Going through, of course, getting Ismos. And then it's also going to be Hive right after. So it's a pretty nasty trio throughout the whole thing.
Velmi Art.
Photoways. Basin.
Boris.
No kind.
Velmi Art. Kachael. Liaso. Velmi Artred.
But luckily for us, it does calm a bit
Helmadelka.
in Kingdom's Edge, just a little bit.
That's our little ensuings though.
Ranjo Stenja.
One thing that's very useful
Kilnsha.
in Hitless runs as well as speed runs, but is C dash.
Garadel.
Just C dashing through rooms, knowing where your lines are, can make everything just a whole lot safer. There are many people who will just try to walk this entire thing. If you just know where to line up, you won't have to worry about any of it. And then you can just breeze through the room. So C-Dash is very much something that you do want to get as early as possible when doing hitless runs, because it just... going through rooms is just so much safer. Did I upgrade all the way? I don't think I did. I did not. I only got one nail upgrade, didn't I?
I didn't catch that, yeah.
Yeah.
We still have a paywall that you left.
Yeah. Okay. Am I gonna do
focus
this?
Thinking about C-dashes.
Yeah.
I'll let you think about it. I don't think it's too dangerous to go back into city.
I don't think so either.
There's like 2 enemies in this next room.
I think it'll be okay. We'll go back your way.
Everybody's gonna fly.
Sometimes that's what you gotta do.
See, this wouldn't happen if we had right side nailsmith. We used to get all the nail upgrades at once.
Mm-hmm. Try to time that D-Dark just so that that flying enemy can get hit with the splash damage. Because otherwise, if I do it too early, then it'll attack me.
Oh, we can't do
We cannot.
any early control here. Yeah.
No, we cannot.
Have
It
you ever
hurts
been
me
hit by
too.
a Horp there?
Say again?
Have you ever been hit by like one of the Horps while
yeah.
picking up business?
Yeah, there's a couple times where I've had to hit them out of the way so that I could get through, and I have forgotten to kill one, and yeah, it'll follow me
Oh.
the whole way. Yeah.
Yeah, one time I was 1 HP and died that way in a speed run. Because I didn't expect it to follow me across the entire room, but they do.
They really do. It's scary sometimes. I've had it with Follies and Soul Sanctum, where I've missed some of them with D-Darks, and they'll follow me while I get Seal and get the grub. Those get really scary when you're trapped in animations and you see enemies coming towards you.
Yeah.
Those are
I
the
still blister as well.
scariest parts. Yeah. So before we do anything, we're actually gonna go back. And we're gonna get nail 2. And I'll just go down the same way, the same route, because it's familiar.
Yeah. Stick to familiarity. That is smart.
Just the best way to do it. I could go in reverse. It wouldn't have been that bad, but sometimes going the more familiar way is really helpful for Hitless runners who mess up their route during the run. It's just a little on the fly. Mistake fixing. So, and this does happen.
At least it's a lot less punishing than in a speedrun. This would like kill a run if you
Yeah,
forgot to pick up something.
it would definitely kill a run. And that is one of the things that Hitless runners are very fortunate about, is that we can always kind of recover when we do forget something in a route, because we can just go back for it. So...
At least this path is like quite safe.
Mm-hmm. So, of course, like, depending on the path you're taking, there is, like, increased risk to getting hit when you're, like, doubling back to get something, of course. But, if you just go through the same route, if you're able to, you don't have to go in reverse, then, like, it's not that bad at all. So. And, look at that.
Garadel Akari.
We're back. It's like it never happened, but it did. So
Nothing happened.
nothing happened. All right, we're gonna go to Hive. It's time for Hive, but first I need full soul. You can get soul from the bees in the entrance, but it's just safer to do it this way, and then kill them with the shade soul to open it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've gotten hit there before, so I'm not gonna take the risk.
I like how fast they are.
What's really bad is that their speed is random too. So like they
exactly,
accelerate and so it can be really hard to track, just based on like where they are. Sometimes that happens.
Yeah. Gave me a heart attack.
This whole area is
Yeah,
all
that's a good
stress.
strat for that room though.
Yeah.
Well done.
And that's Hive.
Yeah, I can see why that's when they're on. Because the strat I do in the room where the Grinkin spawns, sometimes I just get hit, and I'm like, yeah, oh well. You can't do that in a hitless run. You have to do whatever works consistently.
Yeah. And yeah, the best way to do it is just... I just remember looking at so many elegy routes and being like, okay, well, they do it this way, it's really fast, they don't get hit, let me just try to copy this. And then, there's a few things. Like, I do a... If you saw it in the second room, I do a... I go out a little on purpose, so I bait Big B into doing more of a low ram, because there's times where if the angle is too high, it'll take off the platform that I need.
No, I do the same thing in Ghostbusters actually.
Really?
Any run where I don't have wings, yeah, I'll wait for the Big B to charge at a low angle.
Yeah, because I need that platform, and when I don't have it, I'm dead. Like, the run is essentially over if I don't have that platform. So it's very important that...
At least you can reset the room to respawn those platforms, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's still rough.
That's like the best thing to do is to do that. For the third room, going through it, yeah, if the... I call them B-drills, because also like Pokemon and everything, but if the B-drill is too far to the right, sometimes when I'm going around that bottom platform that you saw, it'll follow me and it'll block my path. And so the best thing to do is to try to reset the room so that that B-drill spawns left enough so that it doesn't happen, so it stays on the bottom of the platform and I can, like, weave my way around it. So, like, enemy placement in the Hive is just extremely important when doing the run. So now it's time for Kingdom's Edge. Of course, primal aspids are the scariest thing ever, so you gotta be very careful. And take our time.
That ceiling boost was a little scary.
Luckily, that's consistent.
I believe
No
that.
matter like
That
where
was the
you
high
hit your head on the
yeah.
ceiling there, it's relatively safe after the after wings and everything else. We wait for this one to go over here. So now we gotta get Quick Slash and we're gonna reset the room so that the big hopper despawns.
Oh, yeah, that's smart.
Yeah. I did not do that in the past, and it becomes very problematic. But now we don't have to worry. sometimes that second one will fire a little earlier than you expect.
Yep.
And so you have to be prepared for the scenario when it happens.
Yep. I'm so glad that Shade Soul Shaman one-shots Aspids. Makes him so much better to deal with it.
I would play everything a lot differently if I couldn't one-shot Primal Aspids. I will tell you that I would be playing a lot slower. Stay on this left wall here, because sometimes if you are wall jumping off the right wall, the spike can hit you on your way up.
Oh wow.
Yeah. In Kingdom's Edge, you have to worry a lot about stalactites like that. And look at that, the run's over. So it happens.
I was just gonna comment on like how scary all the spikes are, and I was like, I'm so much more aware of them now. I mean, I saw that one coming towards me, and I was like, oh no. I just stopped for a second.
Yep. And it's just like that, the run could easily just end. So, and I made the mistake of not killing that Aspid. I kind of skipped through it, and I shouldn't have. So.
Okay, we keep going.
Yep.
Now with a 2 instead of a 0. Kind of harsh that it's 2, because like you only got hit once, but it's double damage.
Yeah. So it's
So I was wondering, like in the tracker, do you count it as 1? You count it as 1, right?
Yeah, on the tracker it's just 1 hit, but
Yep.
yeah, because that's more of a damage counter than a hit counter.
For sure.
Yeah. So I just have the damage counter there. Because also it is just more information for people. Like as long as it's a 0, you know that the run's still alive, and you don't really need to know what happens for what happens on the hit counter very much. Here you don't want to do the usual strat too much, because you could just G-Hus can just drop on you if you're not careful, and just end your run right there, you know. So I usually take that a little safer.
Yeah.
Luckily, we have Shade Soul.
I guess Shade Soul is.
So we don't have to go in to the arena. We can just fire them outside.
There's definitely at least one speedrun that does this with Shade Soul Shaman. Let's take the S6 Shade Soul, so it's a little annoying soul-wise.
I do like the way other runs will do it. If you show up with Shriek and just like shrieking above,
and it's so nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's fun to deal with that flying guy right away because he's actually the most scary part doing this. Like anytime I get hit while saving this grub, it's not to the Great Yard Sentry, it's to the flying guy.
Yeah, I make sure I try to deal with the flying guys first because they're just the most random out of all of them. So luckily you can kind of just Shade Soul them off screen and I don't have to worry. Even with any percent, there are some people that go into that arena when they don't have Shade Soul, so they'll go into the arena on the bottom lever to try to get up. And yeah, you have to prioritize the flying sentry more than anything else. Oh, well, that was my fault.
Yeah, sometimes watches will just attack really like that, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
The iframe. No.
Yeah, I didn't know that was on me. Well, that's okay. Yeah, with Watchers, you have to be really careful with balancing them and where they're landing. Obviously, when I did the nail cancel, the second one was a little more to the left, and so that went aggroed later, and ended up getting me as I was trying to dash out. So it's just those little things that you have to look at, you know. I imagine that when you have both of them stacked up like that, you know, you're really excited about it in terms of getting hits in. But for me, it's like,
Yeah.
I gotta be a little careful to see what they'll do because they could each do different movements and then completely throw me off. So, because their telegraphs will hide. Will be hidden depending on like who's on top of who.
Sure. Yeah, no, in speedruns, unless you're doing like Fury Route or anything, like if you see them stacked on top of each other, you just go and like you still get hit and you're like, I don't care, I'm getting so much damage.
Exactly, yeah. It is literally like free candy. So, but because there's so many times where they're stacked on each other and like I try to get a little aggressive and all of a sudden the one in the background will do a roll. We'll do a ground roll and then, but I won't see it coming because it's hidden by the other one. And it'll be too late. So it's something that I have to constantly be thinking about, and it just wasn't that time.
Well, that is 1 out of 3 dreamers, and we have like definitely over half the grubs at this point.
Yeah. So we're definitely making good time.
QG is very bad, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the whole segment from like, because you're gonna go Dirtmouth, Bog Canyon, QG. It seems like a pretty scary segment.
Yeah. Queen's Gardens is definitely one of the scariest platforming-wise because of all of the thorns. And then we are gonna go through Infected Crossroads, which is very, very random. And definitely the worst of it. So.
Oh, Egg Tech.
Egg Tech.
Lovely.
Egg time.
I do appreciate the lantern purchase as well. Because when you're getting darkness, Grub in the dark, Hitless seems like a nightmare.
Yeah. I've tried to do it myself. There are just like way... If you go from the bottom, it's fine, but if you're going from Queen's Garden side, it can be a little scary. There's falling in Darknest is not safe at all as climbing. With climbing, you can manage it. But yeah, the way we're going, and I missed that.
This is like this is as tragic as getting hit, in my opinion, is falling there.
You're right. Yeah, you're like, oh man.
So much time loss as well in a speedrun.
Don't worry, I'm a little embarrassed. It's fine. Just a little bit.
You're not getting it. This is not your specialty, it's fine.
The funniest part is on my winning run, I also missed that too.
Oh, you also missed that?
Yeah, I did.
Maybe it's actually a blessing in disguise then.
Yeah, I'll take it. Listen, if that's the stuff I mess up on, you know.
Yeah, definitely better that than a hit.
So we do need to kill the enemies in here for soul.
Have you ever been hit by one of those explosions? Because they linger for like a little longer than you expect.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
The Bellfly in Kingdom's Edge going to Love Tower, I've gotten hit by that one. And I've gotten hit by a couple of infected Grubs as well. And especially going through this room, it can be really scary. Because in between the rafters, you can get sniped from the ceiling.
Yeah, you can just get hit in between them. It's so rough.
Yeah, and it has happened to people where that's their only hit in their entire run is getting hit in that room.
That is so sad.
Mm-hmm. So you have to be very careful.
Did you ever consider doing this segment specifically without infection, like pre-infection?
Yes. There are... For this run, I haven't. For previous runs, I have. So for any percent, you can usually... You don't have to worry about that. For most of it, except for infected Vengefly room. And in my no charms, no upgrades run, I had to kind of risk trying to go through that room. Because I didn't need to go for Norman or anything like that. I would do Watchers earlier, but I found that it's not worth the risk to do that, so I kind of had to like flip back C-dash with Watchers, and it's so yeah, you can definitely do that. There are some people who will do a Fog Canyon acid skip earlier, and then buy Queen's Gardens on the bottom, so they don't have to go through infected rooms. So they'll do that too. Again, like there's tons of different types of routing in the order that you can do, but I've seen a lot of people do just go through Dirtmouth as much as possible, setting themselves up so they don't have to go through infected parts of it, like at all. So yeah, there's a lot to consider with that. with how much you are willing to handle.
You know, I really do like the aspect of you do what you want.
They got a little scary for a second. It's fine.
I did. What is handy with those guys, and what I do with the flower is, what I would do is I would kill them and reset the room, because they won't respawn upon room entry, and neither will the funny little hatchlings.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
did not
like,
know
because
that.
they spawn two when they die, right? So killing them is actually quite dangerous, but if you kill and reset the room, both threats are gone.
That's actually very good to know, because then I can... it probably would have been better in that room to do a Shade Soul and try to kill both of them, and then reset the room afterwards.
Yeah. No, it's funny, because that part specifically, I'm like, yeah, no, I've done this Hitless, and I was trying to remember why, and I was like, oh yeah, Flower Quest exists, where I play that. Pretty similar to how you play it. Do we go for one cycle here?
We do, yes.
Cool.
It is a different... type. I try to bait over here. There we go. That's enough. Well, now we're not gonna get it. That's okay. Normally I try to bait a little... it's like kind of a standard one cycle. But with Nail 2 and with Shade Soul, it's a little easier because I can just get 2 nail hits in and then just get doubles with Shade Soul and it'll be fine. But Umu's not cooperating. That's okay.
It's 2 out of 3 Dreamers.
Yep. It's... the Dreamers aren't... luckily, the Dreamers aren't the hardest part of this run, it's just a little extra.
Yeah.
So, especially when... with all the firepower that we have, with all the upgrades, the abilities, the Dreamers and a lot of the bosses associated with them become very easy. But definitely traversing everything is a little harder, especially when it comes to Queen's Gardens. It's gonna be a little difficult. And I find that enemy arenas and Kalos are far more dangerous than boss battles for Hitless. So...
yeah, I would definitely like take my chances against Watcher Knights over like frogs, for instance.
Yeah.
To do Hitless.
Choose Watchers every time. No frogs, thank you. Did I get that grub? I believe I did, but we're gonna double check.
I'm pretty sure you did too, but yeah, we can double check.
Yeah, we did.
Awesome. So you mentioned colors. Like, have you done all the colors hitless? Is that a thing you've done?
I've done the first two. I've had to I've had to do Call of One for a hitless run I've done. I have never actively done all three of them in a hitless run. I never really had to. But doing the first two is already hard enough. A lot of it is like trying to copy speed strats and just like, you know, hanging onto the side and very a lot of well-positioned Shade Souls and D-Darks as the speedrunners do it. So it's very similar in that sense, but you just have to be far more careful because if you do mess up, you kind of have to think on the fly and how to recover. So, which has happened to me, like, it's happened a lot, where things just don't go as planned. And I have to improvise a little bit. But I have not done Call of 3. Just gonna get a little soul here. So that when we get over here, we can quickly kill these guys. And luckily we can just run from this guy.
That is always quite funny.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, he'll get you once where it's like, oh my god, he spawned and suddenly there's a new one. But if you just, like, C-dash or even dash, he'll never be an issue.
There's also a little bit of RNG in this room too, in terms of
Yeah, this room is annoying.
yeah, the
Wings makes it a
positioning.
lot more forgiving though.
Mm-hmm.
So I assume we're doing Upper QG first and then leaving through Deep Mist?
Yes, whereas Elegy kind of does it in reverse.
Yeah, because we don't have Hera hard save.
Mm-hmm. And it's mainly because of the Hera hard save that that we're doing that, but also less frogs to deal with. Less frogs.
That's true, because you can quit out after, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, LG used to do that, actually. The exact thing where we'd get two QG grubs, put out, and then get the last one, then hit the Deep Mist and leave through DV. I assume it's slower, because we don't do that anymore.
Yeah, it's definitely faster to do it the way they do now, but it makes sense that they did it before.
Yeah.
Given given other runs kind of go in that order of Queen's Gardens to Deep Nest, and this is kind of more of a natural order of it.
Yeah.
All right, frog run time.
Bless the frogs. I guess don't bless them. Kill them. I found out very recently that if you kill the frogs,
There it is.
oh, that was so
There it
mean.
is.
That was so mean.
Yeah. that's exactly what I was
Oh my
afraid
God.
of.
Yeah, the last one just out of nowhere. Yeah, I didn't see that coming at all. I thought we were clear.
Mm-hmm. And
Grubs
this count is-
respawn upon room entry, I found out recently, which is so rude, because you can't kill all of them and then, like, go back through it. That would just be back.
Yep.
That's so bad.
Because then I would just do that, and yeah, that's the dirtiest part about it is the fact that they respawn. It's not fun. But yeah, that is probably the heaviest. That's the hardest room of the run, right there. The hardest 2 rooms. Because there's nothing you can do. So. But yeah, I counted wrong. There's 8 frogs in the first room and 5 in the second. And
8.
there's
Oh,
8. Yeah.
If you ask me, I'll probably say like 5 or 6, because I've never counted them. I just like go through and pray.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, 8 is ridiculous.
Which is why sometimes you'll go through the room and you think you're done, and then there'll be one more that just snipes you like that. Yeah. That happens to me a lot.
That's right, it's probably quite scary as well, right? Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you screw it up, like I did. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's so bad. Without wings, it's like even more terrible.
I was supposed to angle in a way to get a double, and I did not. We gotta make sure we kill that one before we quit out.
Oh. You're not allowed to have the risk of it hitting you.
Yep. That is exactly why. Luckily, it's just a moss wing, so it's like, you know.
Pretty unthreatening, yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of why Queen's Gardens can be really tough for Hitless, just in general. The platforming sections, and then the Petras, and usually if you don't do it exactly the right way.
Yeah, it's like Petra's frogs, the spiky guys. Like, even the traders as well. Like, all the enemies are terrible if they're Hitless. Oh, I appreciate skipping this guy. Oh yeah, I like this.
I was so excited to use that. So excited. That might be my favorite grub because of that skip. Just because it's just so satisfying to go under the devout.
Yeah, no, I've never seen anyone use it the other way as well. But yeah, it's quite good.
Alright, since we have to get Hera, we have to kill the one above us, so... Where to get soul from this guy. Make it real easy for us.
So nice that Devout is facing the other way and doesn't turn around when it gets Dreamnet done.
A good...
That's also a nice thing.
Yeah. The thing is, too, is we're gonna use it again, so it's gonna look really counterintuitive, but I am gonna go around to get the grub and then go back around so that I don't aggro it, so I can get soul from it again. Because because we're gonna get the Moss Knight Grub in green path, and I'm just gonna fireball it.
Oh, you want stuff for that?
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Yeah, luckily we have the time to be more precise with how much soul we have, and if we end up like messing up at all, it's usually okay. And even for any percent runs, what they'll do is if they don't have enough soul getting up here so they can't kill the Devout, they'll
You spoke this guy a couple more times.
yeah, they'll end up benching.
Oh, alright, yeah.
Yeah, to reset this specific Devout so that they can get enough soul to kill the one up here.
Makes
So,
sense.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking actual any percent like speedruns.
Yeah,
Just,
that's
like
fair.
chuck an extra pogos, but yeah, for Hitless, that makes perfect sense. Alright, so it's just Green Path and Collector left for the Grubs, right?
Yep.
Cool, I've been tracking it correctly.
So a big reason why I
Obviously.
don't get this grub earlier in the run, because a lot of people will get this one earlier, is just
Yeah.
because it's too dangerous. And when I have all of this, when I have all of these abilities, and all I have to do is just go
Yeah, so
up
much
here
easier at this
and
point. You might as well. Yeah.
do that. Why not? You know. So doing that in the beginning is just way too tedious for Hitless.
I always think of Green Path as like the calm before the storm because it's relatively like chill section of the run, like right before Collector. Oh my god, the grub has a spike in it.
It doesn't hurt it, so it's fine. I love doing this where it's just like a floating spike. I gotta make sure I do this too because that is kind of considered
Oh,
an
that's considered a
aggro.
risk of being hit. Oh,
Yeah, because of the environmental,
see.
I could be right here, and if it like is halfway down on me, yeah, that could be considered yeah, a hit.
that's really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we're gonna wait here because yeah, that one likes the fire.
Do you consider this like this path to the grub safer?
Yeah. Mainly because we just have to get the other ones. Like, at this point, this is just like relatively okay to go through. But you can definitely go the other way if you'd like. And kind of go in reverse order, but a lot of things too, with these kinds of runs as well, is that you can really prioritize what you are comfy and consistent with. More often than not, even if it might not be like the safer route. And there's plenty of people who do that. Like if for speedrunners trying Hitless, if you just are really into the speed aspect and that's what you want to keep, the best thing to do is just run any percent Steel Soul and like go from there. And just play it that way. And it works. You know? You just run the route, don't get hit, and you're golden. So it really comes down to like your play style, and you can really morph the run to be as advantageous as possible. So I think we're good. I think it is collector time.
So you said we're equipping, yeah, strength, quick slash,
Strength, quick slash, and
Right.
steady body.
and steady body.
Yep.
Nice.
Before we're gonna get soul though. I mainly use soul for the ads and the quick slash is, and nail 2 is for collector.
I had a nightmare collector fight earlier. We would just dive, Spell Twister.
Oh yeah, it was
Took
actually
so long,
insane.
I was close to dying a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Collector gets so bad.
Yeah.
It gets so bad. In every run, it can get really bad, really fast. And low equipment collector runs are just crazy to watch and to be a part of.
It's like collector and fluke are the two bosses where it's like low equipment are like absolutely awful.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Collector that's so fast.
I mean, nail 2 strength is basically nail 4. So, like, if you think about it like that, the fight is over real quick.
Yep.
So... And all it really takes is just like a couple extra minutes to get quick slash and strength. And make sure we put...
Oh, it's Hollow Knight time now?
Yeah.
Ah, beating the game. Awesome.
Beating the game. And then we'll go back and we'll count the grubs. Usually I'll do it the other way around, where I'll go get the grubs first. But it really doesn't matter the order. Like, the point is to get all the grubs. The point isn't to get Elegy itself. So,
Yeah.
you can really do it in any order you'd like. And then we get a little Rocket Knight action for everybody.
Love Rocket Knight.
My favorite's Spin Knight. That's my favorite one.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Quite like Dab Knight, because it's like difficult to get, but it's worth it.
Mm-hmm. Dab Knight, yeah, Dab Knight is... Man, now I want to go back. I wish I got Cyclone. Just add a couple extra minutes to get Cyclone.
Had a little Cliffs visit in there.
Really? Oh my god. You
so
don't want the
fast
parries for
with
this
that.
one either.
Yeah. I imagine so. He's really rude with those teleport fountains. Oh, I guess sprays, I guess.
Yeah. Luckily, with dive, it's not too bad. When you can't get there fast enough. Normally you can, but sometimes the nerves get to you, and you just kind of have to play it safe.
Good soul management there to not be caught out without a dive.
Mm-hmm.
What
It's
do you
very
think?
important to have a panic dive. Your back pocket. That's a 5. 5 is not bad.
Yeah, no. For a showcase,
Mm-hmm.
I think 5 hits is great. Very good. That was
Yeah, I think
really-
5 hits
really
is
cool.
great.
Yeah. I'm sure Chad agreed.
Super cool. I know it probably doesn't feel great to get hit, but I think I can speak for a lot of us when I say, like, this is my first time watching a hitless run all the way through, and that was super cool. So
Mm-hmm.
thank you so much. How are you
Yes.
feeling after the run?
Pretty relieved. I was nervous for most of it. Honestly, I've never done anything like this before, so it's like I'm really grateful for y'all for having me here and being able to contribute to this like wonderful community. Like this really means a lot. I wish I can skip the credits so that we can just see all the grubs, but just give credit where credit's due to the devs, I guess.
No, you did really well.
Yeah.
Helpless.
No, thank you,
I
thank
think,
you.
yeah, no, thank you so much. I think one big question I saw in chat was like what your mental is like, sort of as you're going through the run. So, obviously you were mentioning sort of the mid levels of panic. Does that change after you get a hit? Like, is there a point where you've gotten hit and you feel less stressed, or you feel
Oh, yeah.
more stressed about it?
For runs like this where I have done it already, there's definitely way less stress. If I was doing this and I still had like a one-hit personal best, yeah, I would definitely the pressure would definitely be all off as soon as I get the first hit. But yeah, as long as it says 0 total, depending on how long the run is, yeah, the pressure will like slowly build up, and when it comes to like these longer runs that are closer to 2 hours, 3 hours, it gets pretty bad. But I've done enough of these to where I'm used to it. I assume with like any other like people who've done challenge running and even speed running, that like the pressure eventually you just get used to it. You can handle a little bit more of it. But yeah, way earlier when I first started doing these, yeah, I would be freaking out like all the time. But
Yeah, I can imagine.
yeah,
My goodness.
so. But no, for this it was. I felt nervous in the beginning. I didn't want to get hit in the beginning. I at least wanted to get to Hive hitless, and so we did that. And so once we got to Kingdom's Edge, I felt a little better because I kind of reached the goal that I kind of set out for this run a little bit. So yeah, I think this was a really good one, for sure.
Yeah, I would agree. So let's see here. We are getting set up for our next race. I think we're gonna jump back in quickly here and go see these grubs that we've spent all this time saving. We got everybody's favorite grub, right? Surely.
What is that grub that no one has as their favorite grub?
Hmm.
Like, does anyone has like deep nest spike grub as their favorite grub? There's no way. No one likes that grub.
Actually, I do know someone who does like that grub.
Oh,
Yeah, my friend Dev loves that grub very much. It's his favorite one. So I think I think we can't rule any of them out.
long then, yeah.
Still can't
That's
get
what
it.
that's what I thought.
Oh yeah.
Oh, like RPG is like the worst one, or like crown grub.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Does anyone like
Okay.
hive grub? The one in the hive?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah,
No,
Anyone?
I do because the movement.
I
There's a cool
see.
movement
Okay.
tech.
That's
There's a cool
fair.
movement tech with wings. Yeah. Oh, you got a zero bounce grub song. All the grub song runs.
Yo, everyone's jealous.
Yeah, it was clean zero bounce.
Cool. Well, unless there are any final thoughts from Death or Quado, I think we have to call it there on the Hitless run. But thank you again so much for this showcase. It was amazing.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Like I said, I'm grateful for all of you for letting me do this for y'all, and yeah, I had nothing but gratitude. Thank you so much.
It was really fun to come as well.
And yeah, we are here for a fundraiser, so you can donate using the link in chat. We're raising money for the ACLU, an incredible organization that's fighting hard to protect LGBTQ plus rights in America. If you use the hashtag #GivingGrubs in your donation message, it'll be read out on stream. Donating also enters you to win one of 13 amazing raffle prizes. You can check those out, !prizes. I do not know if we're still on the air. Actually, I'm just kind of filling time.
I mean, we maybe just like left. We're